Hello, everyone. I am Murphy Daly, AV veteran, project manager, author, and columnist for Rave Pubs. You can find me on the webs at Written by Murphy. You're joining us for the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Wert from Rutgers University, and also this podcast, who is also part of the Higher Ed AV Media Group. And you are watching and listening to the AV Life. And we are here, and we got a group of guests tonight. This is great. So you're going to hear this episode literally days after the previous episode. So I apologize to everyone. The month of July, we're going to be talking about mental health a little bit more later in the month. This episode specifically, you're hearing this on the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you're out there enjoying family company. I'm only going to touch on this real quick. I know there have been talks from people about what they're doing for 4th of July this year. Everyone has their own reasons to do whatever they're going to do. Let's just remember that we're all here and we do have certain freedoms that, because of the things that were done hundreds of years ago, we are able to still enjoy this. So yes, it's not perfect. We are a work in progress. Let's just remember that as a country. So I just want that to be remembered out there. So, but yes, we have a lot of work to do and a lot of things to fix. So I'm not discrediting any of that. So that is the end of politics for this episode. So I personally got a little overwhelmed over the last week and a half, just life in general. So I thank everybody for their patience as we kind of catch up a little bit. But we got some great guests here tonight. We're going to talk about summer, and we'll have our PM minute, and it's going to be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the guests introduce themselves tonight, because we have 4 awesome guests, 4 all repeaters of the AV life on a multiple time level here. Will, and I'm going to go right to you to start. I still think you have the lead here because you've now joined us here tonight. So, Will DeWitt, welcome back to the AV life. I don't even know what number you're up to now, but
I don't either, but it's been a little while since I've gotten to come on. The whole move, new job stuff kind of put a damper on
So you know what?
extracurricular activities, but it's good to catch up now.
So we're glad to have you back. So how about you let our listeners know what you're up to now in case they haven't heard yet?
Okay, so I'm the Learning Environments Manager at University of Southern California. We handle classroom, conference room, kind of tier 1 support. We're actually putting in a new gaming lab, NFT gallery. We've got a lot going on. So it's exciting times. And I moved to LA, cool. So that's always interesting in itself.
You know, you start talking about the technology that your university starts pumping in, and lo and behold, Mr. Joe Way joins us on the podcast. It was like you summoned him, Will. I don't know how you did it, but somehow you summoned Joe Way.
I said the 3 magic letters, NFT, and
that's
NFT. Oh, we're there. You say NFT, and I'm here. Did I just pop in on a live recording? Have you already started?
Did. We did. We already started, and when you gave me the tentative, that would be like.
Have you ever started on time?
We started just like a minute ago, so it's about the 8:45. We're good. All right, now wait, time out. You stay put there for a minute. Let me finish introducing our guests, and then we'll come back to you. Okay. I'll take the silence as a yes. All right. Well, thank you, Will, for joining us here, and glad that you have your new dig and your boss now being here on the episode with us. Mike Peterson, welcome back to the AV life.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Always glad to have you back. Please introduce yourself to the listening audience.
Yeah, I'm Mike Peterson. I'm the Audiovisual Experience Manager at Iowa State University. Go Cyclones.
Very well. Welcome back. We are glad to have you here, Mike, as always. I'm going to go up to, for my square here, it's right above, and I've got Tammy back yet again. Tammy, introduce yourself to the outside group here.
I feel like I'm an outsider with all these other universities here. I'm not with a university, but
That's all right.
yeah.
Neither's Aaron. So
Oh, okay. Well, it's Tammy Fuqua, and I am the development partner manager with QSC. And I am also the co-chair extraordinaire to the Avixa Women's Council.
Yes. And how's it the first few weeks at QSC been for you?
Actually, it's been great. It's a fantastic company. I landed on the best team at QSC. Don't let anyone else know that. And I'm really enjoying it. It's going to be a fantastic ride. I really think it's the right fit for me.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Yeah, I at InfoComm we met a bunch of great people at QSC. So we are I'm very much looking forward to that sort of relationship in general going forward. So yeah, you definitely landed among a good group of people there. And last but certainly not least, Aaron Peterson. Aaron, welcome back to the AV life.
Thanks for having me. Yep, my name is Aaron Peterson. I'm a senior solutions engineer for a company called Mechdyne Corporation. We are an AV integrator based right smack in the middle of the country in Iowa, but we do work all over the country and actually all over the world, based out of a tiny town called Marshalltown, Iowa.
Well, welcome back yet again. We are always glad to have you back as well, Aaron. All right, Joe. Well, welcome back to you as well. And
well, thank you for having me. I officially enter as a guest, not a crew member then, right? Since
you know what, you missed the crew member introduction. So I am bringing you in as a guest now. So you had a good streak though. You really did.
I had a solid streak going. So my name is Joe Way. I am the chair of the Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance and CEO of the Higher Ed AV Media Group.
Okay, we're taking that stance tonight. Okay, of all the hats that Joe Way wears, those are the ones we're going with tonight. Sounds good.
Well, there's already a USC rep, so right.
This is true. This is
and
true.
At some point, we're gonna have to talk football.
Well, I was going to say,
yes.
I wanted to welcome our two fellow people from USC to being the Minnesota Gopher fan that I am to the wonderful Big Ten.
Yes, I was going to say, as a Rutgers University person myself, yes, we are glad to have the Big Ten get a little bit bigger now, or at least in 2 years. So
when are you going to actually be the Big 14 now?
16.
16.
2024.
2024, yeah, 20, and then you have your 5-year like installation time, I think, as well. So then
yeah, they'll become the second 16-team league after the SEC. So
right. Yep. So yeah, for those who have, if you haven't heard it by now, USC and UCLA are going to be joining the Big Ten in 2024. Then, as always, Joe is representing his Trojans there, and he's got his T-shirt on today.
When isn't he representing them?
He always is. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but today it's like it's very prominent on that T-shirt here.
Very prominent.
But I didn't introduce myself that way. So
no, you did not.
So
but he does have
Higher Ed AV and HETMA tonight.
Yep, and you have the blue that goes along with that in your office there. So
I have Higher Ed AV blue.
Yes. And I do believe we had a discussion that this week you were going to be really pushing for Higher Ed AV Media Group this week. So you are in full swing for that. So welcome, Joe Way, in your guest position tonight. So all right. So like I said, we're going to talk summer. We're going to have fun with just those general topic leading into to tonight. Murphy, let's take it away with a PM minute and we'll go from there.
I was thinking about what to bring up today. When I'm working with some people, a lot of times I can think, oh, I know what that person's going to say. I've seen this before. I love to just already know. I love to be the one that already knows how it's going to go. But I don't always know. I can think something, but I'm far more successful when I ask. Earlier this week, I had an assumption like, oh, I've seen this before. I know. And I was feeling crushed, like, oh, this is how it's going to go. And it's going to be so terrible. But then I asked, and I asked a number of people, what about this? What do you feel about this? And they had a different response than I thought. Ask the question. Even if they have exactly the response that I think they're going to have in other circumstances, I have been totally right. They say it out loud. We're having a conversation between two people instead of me having a conversation just in my head. So if I'm working with people, it's really good to have a conversation with the other people instead of sitting alone, talking to myself.
So I guess that could be a don't assume things.
Well, yeah,
Kinda
but
statement.
ask the question. Ask the question.
Mhm. Oh, I always ask the questions. Well, it's usually just because either I don't understand or I want to make sure that I understood it. That's usually why I'm asking questions. Because I'm notorious for not understanding, not understanding what's been told to me. So
So do you guys have any idea how many times I've tried to assume whether I'm going to be using a black device or a white device? Because everybody knows in this industry, everything comes in either black or white. And I've made the assumption of, well, they're going to go with the black one. And how many times I end up being wrong for whatever reason? No, we're going to end up going with the white one here. Okay, that's fine. You do need to ask the question for sure.
That's a good example.
yeah, always ask the question. I agree. It's the same thing. And you know what? It doesn't matter about the customer either, because for us, it could be different from room to room. It could be the one room. It's like, okay, the white speakers work well here, but in the next room over, because of whatever furniture is in there, the black ones will be better. So yes, I agree. That's
and cable colors too.
oh
One
yeah.
of my favorite reasons that someone gave me why they did, so it was pretty much a white room, and I was asked them, so you want me to put the white speakers, plates, and everything in there? And they said, no, we want the black ones because we know that in 5 years' time, the white speakers end up turning yellow and other devices end up turning yellow. So we'd rather have the black ones so that it's such a contrast that it's not going to look bad in the long run.
So you're saying it was a white room with black curtains? Was it near a
no.
station?
No. It's happening.
Where was that? Where was that at karaoke at Infocom, Joe? Come on now.
Right.
I think that would have been nice. I think you should have done that, Joe.
Yeah, no, everyone was very thankful I did not get on the stage this year.
Too small, too busy of a room. I was on the other side of the velvet rope for a while.
Yeah, I was too busy being like crammed in the back of the room, so there was no hope in me getting up there. So, and there were too many regulars. There were a lot of regulars that were getting up there to sing. So,
Don't they know they're not AV people?
so, all right. Well, thank you, Murphy. We definitely got to make sure we ask the questions. Be inquisitive.
The worst questions are the ones that aren't asked.
Exactly.
Worst questions are the stupid ones where the answer is so obvious that why'd you ask the question? Sorry, it's true.
So you don't believe in that? There are no dumb questions?
Oh, there are
Joe?
definitely dumb
Oh
questions.
no, there's definitely dumb questions.
Those are the ones that come 10 minutes before the end of class, and the teacher's like, well, I guess I'll let you go early.
Just like if anybody's worked in retail, you know that the customer's not always right.
Yeah. What is that? Oh wait, what movie is it? What about the customers? Oh, it was Mallrats, I think. The customers always at, oh, wait a minute. I can't finish that line on the podcast.
Watch Mallrats. It's a great
Yeah,
movie.
go watch Mallrats and then you'll understand the line. So
Fun fact, it was actually filmed in Eden Prairie, Minnesota at my local mall growing up.
yep, not a mall in New Jersey like you would anticipate.
No.
So a lot of, although there are a lot of Kevin Smith scenes that are filmed in New Jersey, you know, as a Jersey boy himself, there's a lot that was done here in New Jersey. But yeah, that was not. Of all the malls that we have here in New Jersey, none of them quite fit the bill, apparently. So but I will say, speaking of filming in New Jersey, it's exciting news that we're gonna get like 3 major studios in the next like 5 years. So it's we got Netflix, we got Hulu, and somebody else is coming, and I completely forgot who else. I think it's a General Studio is coming, and there's like, yeah, Newark's getting one. They're looking at the old Fort Monmouth base down like Central Jersey for another one, and yeah, and I think Bayonne is getting the other one. So it's an exciting time. So if you're in cinema, going back to our cinema episode, or in, you know, filmmaking and all that, New Jersey is the place to be. So come on over.
Skip
Just be
USC.
ready. Go take classes at Rutgers and you'll be here. So we have a theater, we have a theater and we have a film department. So does Fairleigh Dickinson University here in New Jersey. I will rep my old employer as well. So come on over, get into your film and media studies, and then you'll be ready to go for a job here in New Jersey, or stay in AV and work in higher ed.
So many options.
Exactly. So all right, so summer, we are, as you're listening to this, it's 4th of July, so I hope you're enjoying your barbecue or whatever you've got going on today, or if you're not doing anything, I just hope you're enjoying whatever weather is around you, and staying safe no matter what it is you're doing. I am sorry, the chat distracted me. So I am looking forward to this summer. It was a little bit of, it's a busy start for me, but I am looking forward to like the install work I'm going to be doing at Rutgers this year. We've got equipment. I'm excited, but I feel bad for like my other counterparts here that maybe are still waiting on things. But I'm excited for what we can possibly do this summer. I am just excited for a summer that is shaping up to possibly be very normal. So just in general, like I've started building things, and as you're listening to this, we built a float for my son and his friends to be in the little kids 4th of July parade in my wife's hometown. So it's all Star Wars themed. So for all those who know me, you know, this was a big labor of love, and I was very excited doing all this work. So this is kicking off to be a great summer, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm leaving it out to the group. What are we excited for this summer?
Well,
I'm
I have a
gonna-
big vacation.
I know we've had a
Oh,
lot
all
of
right.
people. We were all talking at once. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's all right. Will, you seem to come on top, and then I'll go to Tammy after that. So go ahead, Will.
I was just gonna say I'm excited that in higher ed, for better or worse, it's a slower summer in general. Just because for me personally, it gives me an opportunity to kind of get into the job and get a feel for things, and actually get caught up. And I know we've had a lot of people that have been changing and swapping jobs and stuff. And so I imagine there are probably a lot of people in the same boat where it's just like a chance to finally kind of catch your breath, get a idea of the flow, and start making the connections so that you can set up for fall without what we normally have with the usual pressure of major installs, major renovations that you have to gear up for.
Cool, very cool. Tammy, what do you got for this summer?
Well, since I haven't been on vacation for a while, I'm doing a big vacation.
Ooh.
I'm going to a full moon festival in Thailand and then over
Wow.
to Maldives to go swimming with whale sharks and a couple
Dang.
days in Dubai and then fly home through Singapore.
Go big or go
Wow.
home. Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's
a way
for
to
sure.
cash in on those vacation days.
Yeah, for a job that I just started.
For a job you just start, yeah.
Said I'll start, but only
That must have been so wait, how did that conversation go? So, oh, thanks for the offer. By the way, I'm gonna be gone for a month as I do all this travel.
Well, it was something like that of like, well, yeah, I'll accept the job, but and it's only 2 weeks, so
Oh, okay, all
only
right.
2 weeks, but yeah,
That's a whirlwind of 2 weeks though.
yeah, for sure. So I have a really great friend that lives in Australia, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to go quite a few times, and I finally just said I love Australia, but I want to see other parts of the world, so we're just like meeting at a destination and going from there.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my big summer plans.
What
That's
did it
awesome.
take to go to Thailand? I mean, you just got on a plane and that's just
Say that. I'm sorry. Say again.
what did it take to get to Thailand?
What will it take to get to Thailand, or why did we choose?
Well, I'm sure you're not there yet, but yeah, was it very hard? I mean,
Well,
travel seems strange to me right now. Things like, is it difficult? Is it, in Asia? Hard?
No, booked a flight and did a visa, and they got it all. It's all fine. I mean, we had original plans to go somewhere else, a music festival in Croatia, but it got canceled. So then we just redid all the plans to someplace else in the world.
Wow. Well, I would love to hear how that goes for you. A full moon festival.
Yeah.
They do have full moons fairly frequently, but party when the moon is full.
I've heard about once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 times a year. Yeah.
So you're not going to go ahead and pitch some QAC stuff while you're in the Maldives and Thailand and call this a business trip and go ahead and get the QSC to pay for it for you?
I wish I could, but
This bar needs a QSIS core to run the audio. Come on, man.
problem is I'm not in sales anymore. So I think that they would go, well, so what if you're pitching it? You're not in sales, you're project management now. So but who knows?
That's really
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I actually have some interesting potential trips. We've got a
Cool.
project going on in Tampa area for the next probably few months. So I'm most likely going to be spending a few weeks down there. We actually have a project installing even in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So there's potential of me going back out there for some commissioning of a big audio system that we're working with. Personally going to my parents' cabin up in northern Minnesota, so get to spend some time on a nice big lake there, do some water skiing and tubing and wakeboarding and stuff. And so yeah, it'll be a fun summer. It's going to go by really fast.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely true. I think that's for everyone. This is not going to be a sluggish summer, I think, and no matter what you're doing, I think no matter what you're doing, I think this is going to just fly by. And I don't know if that has anything to do of just where we have been in the last 2 years, but I think that may be something. So, hey, Joe, I'm looking at the chat here. Are we being a little miserable tonight? Is it?
Joel's making fun of Minnesota because the only time he's ever been there is when snow's on the ground. See, the thing is during the summer, it's
I'm yet
beautiful.
to be able to walk. I keep being promised I can walk on the ice, but I'm yet to be able to walk on the ice. So
it's beautiful during the summer. It's going to be about 80 degrees, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, you can walk on the ice. It just depends on how far you want to go.
Or how far you want to sink.
Yeah. And the nice thing about this lake, Joe, is it's more than 6 feet deep, and it's like big and wide, so you can go more than 5 miles an hour on it.
Hey, I can go more than 5 miles an hour on my lake. I just don't want to get a ticket.
I was gonna say, do you have a police sheriff or something that'll ticket you?
If you mean by a college student, we pay minimum wage. Yes.
A lot of the lakes in Minnesota do have sheriff's boats that will ticket you if you're doing a wake and no wake zones or behaving inappropriately on their boat. So that
Here
is
in
a
Iowa,
thing.
I think it's mostly the DNR that runs boats, right? That'll tell
Yeah.
you. So
There's not as many lakes here in Iowa though that
That's
do
true.
that.
now, you talked about the weather, but you didn't mention the mosquitoes.
They only come out at night.
Is that true?
I almost-
That's a lie.
I
That's a
almost
lie.
went out. I almost went out on my deck to do tonight's episode, but the mosquitoes were just a little bit much for me tonight. And also, I realized starting at 8:30, by the time we're actually recording, like, it would have been closer to 9, and it would have been dark. And why be outside like that? So we'll have to do an episode during the day when I could be like Joe Way almost and be on my deck in the sun, or be on my non-existent boat. So
one of the cool things that we were talking about this being coming out on July 4th is I actually live here in Iowa about a couple blocks away from a large racetrack and casino where they do their fireworks on July 3rd. And so I'm having a big gathering and inviting a lot of people for grilling and drinking, and we'll just walk to the park just across the street from the casino and the racetrack and watch the fireworks go off.
Nice.
So, all right. Any other summer stories? Because I want to move on to.
Oh, yeah,
Well, good.
absolutely.
Just quick summer,
Good. Yeah.
My summer, the fun parts of my summer are already past. So it's been busy. We had 3 graduations in my family and a wedding celebration and Infocom and COVID. So, it's been a busy summer already. So lots
That's
of
a
good
lot
stuff.
for 1 month. Yeah.
Is that the trifecta? Graduation, wedding, COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's about right.
And Infocom passed, so everybody's favorite part is already over, right?
Yep, absolutely. Of course, I got the info corona, so
Yeah.
Who didn't?
I did as well.
My summer was 3 weeks at home, and then next week I start my travel schedule again. So I enjoyed this. I had 4 weeks, and then
All
I
right.
start traveling again. So
All right. What's the first destination, Joe?
back to Vegas.
Back to Vegas.
Oh no.
Back to Vegas.
Vegas in July. All right.
So
Metaverse conference, and then I get back from that, and I got to go quick flip around to San Jose. Then I go to DC, and then I have personal time in St. John's, and then I don't know. There's
Life's tough for Joe.
yeah. So what is your conference goal for the year as far as accounts? Do you have a goal so far?
I think I might be able to hit 50. I'm gonna try
50?
to hit 50.
That's
Okay.
like 1 a week.
I forgot. I
That's-
left out. We still have Scup. Scup but it's here in Long Beach. I still count it though. I got to go. And then, so I'm gonna hit 50. I'm at 23 right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Actually, I don't think I'll hit 50 because when you have ISE, NAB, NAM, Infocom, all those things leading up to, like that was that was very forward heavy. There's not a lot
Mhm.
end of the year.
Hmm.
So do we need to make up more conferences so Joe?
I was
can
going to say, it
actually
sounds like there's
more on?
an opportunity there.
40 then. Take back 50 and go for 40 is I'm actually have 17 more scheduled. So
Well, now that they're part of the Big Ten, are you going to have like a Big Ten tech managers summit?
We do have a group. There is a group.
someone already posted
so
that. Andy posted that, right? Start a Big Ten.
There,
I know.
there's a Big Ten Tech Managers Council, I think, or something like that. Like among,
Big 12.
so we'll
Mike,
have to
you're
get
part of
you.
the Big 12,
Well, yeah,
right?
like Dominic and I started the Big 12 Managers Council. That hasn't gone as far as we'd like to have gone it. We've kind of it's kind of gone silent, but we need to reinvigorate it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
By
Well,
the way,
Joe, I
I get
Joe,
a
if you're
free
coming
one.
over,
We'll just put in the chat. I get a free one because USC's hosting one in 2 weeks.
oh, there you go.
Tammy, are you coming? Are you coming?
I can come if you want. I'm sure.
Well, I think Garrett's going to be there, right? Is he the one representing? Is he the one setting up?
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure he is. I mean, my role is kind of different now. I'm not, I'm not in sales anymore, so I'm not as much customer facing as I used to be. So it will be more so when our some of our programs get launched. So
Well, there's the after party at my house though, which is right
well,
by.
then I'm definitely coming.
Mhm.
I could get out of the office for a little bit and maybe come by.
There you go.
See? Now it's being recorded, so there you go.
Yeah, just don't show it to my bosses.
We'll just tell them to skip over, minute like 20, so-
There you go. I'm sure they wouldn't care.
So all right. So all right, any other summer plans we got? Murphy, what about you?
We had reservations at Yellowstone.
Ooh. Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That was one of those. Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
Yep.
Bummer. Yellowstone's beautiful. It's a bummer.
yeah.
And they are flooded. So we had just canceled because I have a new position and it wasn't really, I'm like, I can't really ask for a good amount of time off. So because I'm just starting and they don't know me. And so my husband canceled it and then it totally got flooded. So, and we were watching, he's like that. He was like, okay, taking his iPad around, look, the road is totally gone because of the water. So we're not doing that.
Well, good.
And 4th of July is a big deal in my town. It's well celebrated. There's like this whole thing, and you'd have a day, and then the fireworks is a band or two, and everybody goes to the college here. There's higher ed here, but I don't talk about it. But there is a lot of higher ed here. So where would it be? I think Pomona College or one of them has they all go in there and the band plays and we all have I don't know, one of the fundraiser people, Kiwanis or something, sells things to us, and we all sit around and everyone has a picnic and they walk around and talk to all the people and the kids say hi and the band is playing, and then at the end they turn the lights down and the fireworks happen and they play like patriotic songs while the fireworks are happening. We're all happy, yay, and it's lovely. But there is over here, not where Yellowstone is, but there is over here in California a bad drought. So we've already tried to figure out how to water our outdoor plants just enough to keep them alive, just barely. And in fact, we've even like seeded the deathy bits of the lawn with less water intensive things. So my town is concerned about this. The surrounding towns are less concerned. I don't know. Maybe it's a higher ed thing. I don't know. So we won't be seeing fireworks, I don't think, because probably my daughter, I have to remind her to go ask her friends, are they going to be there? But they'll probably want to be there because what they're doing is they're not at the big stadium, but at a local smaller park. They're just going to have the music. So that's pretty good. So they're going to play classic sounds from America. And that'll be fun.
Stars
My
and
daughter
Stripes
does like
forever.
stuff. Well, no, you just like not so much, but songs everybody knows that everybody wants to listen to. So they might at the end do something like that. Usually that part was recorded, but anyway, so that won't be happening. So I'm like, but I was asking my daughter as we were driving back from karate lessons yesterday, what do you think you're going to do? I was like, wow, it's only a few more years before she's done. She's 13. I was like, hey, what are you going to do when you're 19? What do you think? She said, well, the world will probably be destroyed or I'll be looking for a job. I was like, she's a little Wednesday. And I'm like,
I
well,
was gonna
why
say,
would
I
you
think we
want to
need to.
separate those? You could do both.
I think we need to we gotta inject a little optimism into our kids right now. It's just like,
Exactly. So I always thought, you know, the world has been kind of mostly destroyed before. Like in the 70s was kind of nasty. So
It's what I heard. I wasn't there to witness it though.
I didn't, I was pretty young, but I was like, hey, let's watch Rocky.
Oh.
It's a good one.
Oh, because the other thing, oh my God, the other thing she said was, well, if the world is going to be destroyed, I'm going to be called upon to help in some fashion because I'll be a black belt by then.
all right, yeah, it's a special
like,
set of
okay.
skills.
I like that. She goes, you just have to, if you have it, you got to use them when the world is being destroyed. Like, I like that. So I'm like, okay, both of these things contrive to making a viewing of Rocky a really good idea. So short term, tomorrow night, we're going to get Rocky. We're going to watch it. And I'm going to see what she thinks of that version of Destroyed. It's not Soylent Green, but it's kind of the genre.
Soylent Green.
Oh, there you go.
There we
Nice
go.
background.
It's Adrian.
Yes. Yeah. And
We did it, Adrian.
she can think about punching frozen meat.
Yes.
Yeah. Kicking
Give it up,
all.
Rocky.
Yeah. Never give up.
Never give up.
Not much, but I think I'll just cherish the little that I have here and feel good about it.
All right. Cool. All right. Hey, so Joe, so you had your, all right. So we know about Joe. We got Will. Wait, Will? Yeah, we got Will's. We got Mike's, Tammy's, Aaron's, mine. Okay, cool. So Aaron, you brought up your little barbecue shindig. So what is a must-have during the summer, food-wise? I'm throwing that out to the group.
I gotta have steaks on the grill. Burgers are my personal favorite. And just a nice cold beer, being outside and sitting in the chair and just kind of watching the cars drive by. And in this case, the fireworks go off, and then also, like I said, when I'm on vacation at my parents' lake, watch the boats drive around and watch the skiers.
You were just mentioning mosquitoes. In every once in a while, someone tries to come up with a way to make a food source out of stuff that's around, like iguana meat. We need to figure out how to make like mosquito meal. Put out something and gather it up.
Oh, no.
I'll leave that with you, Murphy.
Yeah, you
not on board.
That's
Not
along
knock yourself
the lines,
out.
That's like along the lines of the Impossible Burger. Like I can't justify that on any sort of level.
He's out there along the side of a lake. I'm like, yeah, lakes. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, lakes. There were a lot of lakes in my youth.
I'm super adventurous with food, but that's probably one I wouldn't touch.
Okay.
According to Google, this is mosquito food. Prepared mosquitoes.
Okay.
It's like Klingon food.
In 4 ways.
Mosquito eggs. Are they appetizing or not? That's what it's asking. There's all kinds of things. It turns out there are multiple ways you can cook mosquitoes if you just ask Dr. Google.
No,
I disagree. I grew up in South Georgia, and so from personal experience, I'm mosquito food.
Yeah, yeah.
They attract me too.
Yeah,
I'm the buffet, and I'm it's really not pretty. So,
all right, back to your original question, Tim. Must have summer foods.
Must have summer foods, not mosquitoes.
Not mosquitoes.
Okay. So Joe Wade does bring up the disco fries, but that's not really a summer food. But I do enjoy me some disco fries here in New Jersey. But for me, it's it's almost like, but I guess wings, like barbecue wings on the grill, either hot or like a barbecue with a barbecue sauce or something like that. I really enjoy that, especially because it takes a little longer, so it's time in front of the grill. I get my beer or my My drink this summer, though, I will say, is High Noon. It's I think that's going to be my summer drink this year. Currently I am drinking a grapefruit High Noon. They are delicious and they go down really easily. And if High Noon is listening, you can sponsor the AV Life. Please reach out to me with
alcoholic
any
beverage?
It's an alcoholic beverage. Yes, it is it's vodka with real fruit juice, sparkling water, and natural flavors.
Oh, that
And
sounds
it
good.
is 100 calories, no added sugar, gluten free. So there you go. Oh, and now Joe
I
puts
know.
up the disco fries.
Well,
Um,
Tammy
That's
put
what
in
I
the
asked.
chat disco
What I-
fries.
I
yeah,
was like,
disco
So-
fries.
fries,
Oh,
smart.
fries with cheese and brown gravy, mozzarella cheese. So yes, it's a
Brown
Jersey diner thing more than anything. Canadians will call it poutine.
I was gonna say, isn't that
Um,
just called poutine?
Yeah, well, we call them disco fries here in Jersey.
America
So
poutine is disco fries.
that's
It's
disco
very
fries.
similar, I think. Yeah.
That's like when like freedom fries when we were upset at France. Like
Well, that's just regular fries.
disco
Well,
fries.
sort of, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just say that Chi loves to take pictures, but I've never seen Chi take more pictures than of a bowl of disco fries. He was so enthralled by this bowl of disco fries that there were at
That-
least 10 or 12 angles that he took pictures from.
I will say that was one of the best dinners I've been to up at that point for a while. And then we turned out that the bar so Joe and Chi came up to visit the New Jersey area, unknowing that they went to the Rutgers Newark campus. And I met them up there thinking they thought that was the main campus, not the one down in New Brunswick. But I took them to one of the local bars that's over there because there's a couple different ones, and it actually is owned by Amelia Vrabel's family. And yeah, and so we didn't find that out until Infocom though. So this last one in June, and so yeah, we had a good. I introduced Chi and Joe to disco fries, and we walked around snowy Newark. Was that the first time Chi had seen snow too?
I think it was the first time he saw snow.
Yeah.
I remember him trying to also take pictures of it as it was coming down. And then we went the
So-
next night into our restaurant rep took us into the city, and we were at dinner somewhere and it started coming down. And someone mentioned it, and I've never seen him bolt so fast from the back of a restaurant through the front door and then just trying to take pictures of it as it was coming down. It was cute.
That
It is cute, yeah.
One of my
If
favorite
anyone
things
hasn't
on
got to meet Chi, you're missing out. He's
Oh,
one of the most
yeah.
delightful people.
He really is. Yes.
Why he's my favorite. He's my single favorite employee. Everybody else is tied for second, and the gap isn't even close between first and second.
Aw.
I'm
one of my
okay with
favorite
that.
things in college was watching the people that are from the southern United States or from other countries that have never seen snow on the first snowfall, like sledding or trying to slide down hills. And there's
Do
the
everything.
there's the infamous lunch tray that they'll take out of the dining centers and
Mm.
slide down those.
That would totally be me. I mean, before I was traveling a lot for work, I probably could count on one hand how many times I had seen snow. I mean, I'm, born and raised in Southern California. I just didn't see snow very much.
Yeah, I don't do the cold, but I always told people whenever they move down from the north, if I know you might know how to drive in snow, but if it ever snows here, don't drive anywhere because we don't.
So only on the AV Life can we start a conversation about 4th of July and end up talking about snow, right?
This is
So-
true. Yeah, no, this is it. I'm not even shocked or even like phased by the fact that we just did that. So let's go back to summer though, because that's where we're at right now.
For
Tammy,
me,
what about you? Or Mike, go ahead, Mike.
yeah,
You're right. You seem
you know-
like you're ready to go. Go ahead, Mike.
for me,
Tammy, you're next.
Growing up in Nebraska and Iowa, summer would not be complete without fresh corn on the cob, right? That comes right out of the field, and you cook that up, and it's amazing. It's
Good state fair food.
one of my
too.
favorite things. So
Oh yeah, carnival food. Oh,
of course,
anyway, sorry.
the other summer staple is s'mores, right? My summer would not be
Yep.
complete without a s'more.
I hate to bring up the obvious, watermelon.
Watermelon. Yep.
I didn't know until I moved here to Southern California that you can put like these salty chili type spices on the watermelon. I think of it as a Mexican thing. It's really yummy. So that
Oh, you get the sweet heat kind of thing.
yeah. And I
Huh.
enjoy that.
Well, I think it's important to have something out of all the major food groups, right? So out of the tequila food group, you have margaritas. Out of the rum food group, you have mojitos, right? Out of the vodka food group, you have mules, right? Out of the beer food group, you have Coronas or Pacificos. It's your choice, right? All the major food groups are covered for summer.
I'm a Leinenkugel summer shandy fan myself
Yeah,
for beer.
that was my gateway of shandies. It moved very quickly into like the Cape Mays, and there's now like all sorts of people are doing shandies, but yeah, Lincoln Google was the first my gateway. Will, are you suggesting that we talk about this now? Because we're I was gonna say this could be a whole nother episode right there.
Oh yeah, we don't have to. I'm just throwing out
Okay.
ideas.
Future episode, summer movie picks and or good loud movies for people with pets to put on to drown out the fireworks. So we'll have to we should have planned that a little better, but yeah, I like that one. Will, we're gonna have you back for that one.
Quick story. A friend texted me and she's like, hey, maybe you're free next week. I'm gonna go see Journey on Tuesday, and then there's a cover band for a Neil Diamond cover band. I'm like, well, I gotta go see if I can see Journey. I'm like, Journey is touring? What? So I'm checking it out. I'm like, where's it? And like, I don't see it. You know, she lives close by. And I was like, what? And I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what's the cost? This is for like
I think
Tuesday, you know? I'm like, geez,
is it at OC Fair?
Indeed, I would have thought that. See, you're going to the
Oh.
same place with me. And she's like, it's the summer concert in the park cover band. I'm like, oh. So that's a fun thing to do in the summer too.
That's the hard part of
Yes.
moving from or growing up in the swamp and starting to slowly moving more and more towards more areas where people actually tours. Like, I don't have enough money to go to all the concerts I want to go to. Like, he's oh, so and so's coming to town. Okay, well,
Word has it Joe can get you into some of these.
Well, maybe not necessarily Joe.
Vendor management. There's
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
way
say,
that's
that's-
everything you want to get to.
It's
Vendor
through
management.
Joe. It's
I may or may
Joe-
not be playing Monarch Beach tomorrow morning for vendor management.
I saw the open invite out
I
there.
saw
So.
too.
It's like, yeah, you don't want me out on the golf course.
Yeah,
No,
I was gonna
will-
say a day of me on the golf course. That's not really all that appealing to me.
That's
so.
a very long day of
Walking.
where did my ball go? Like, oh wait, where did it go? It's like, all right, sorry, let me patch that up for you. Like, that's
See how
You could
white
always
my
buy
skin
more
is? It
balls.
doesn't do well in the sun.
You just
Oh,
buy more
yeah,
balls.
yeah. You want to see farmer's tan? There's your farmer's tan right
Oh yeah,
there.
that's a good one.
That's a
good
great one.
Good one.
Quality.
That's a great.
guess we
That was.
guess we can
that was a
always learn on
week of-
somebody else's dime.
There you go. That was a week of setting up for day camp. That was what last week was. So I got my base tan in and ready to go. So
Nice.
so Tammy, what about summer food for you?
Well, some of my favorite things to do, we mentioned the fair, eat something fried. I don't know whatever weird concoction that they have that's fried for the year. And
Snickers bars.
yeah, right. And you mentioned grilling. I am a sucker for a burger right off the grill. That's always like one of my favorites. And the corn at the fair too, that grilled corn is super good. And then I have friends that live in Central California. And so every year during summertime, I try to go up and do some wine tasting and hang out.
Ooh.
So doing that this weekend for the 4th of July. So it's a little town. So we get to see like the small town parade, and we're going to the circus of all things on 4th of July. Pancake breakfast at the firehouse and fireworks to end the whole thing. So do it while we're having a glass of wine. So
Very cool. That sounds great. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm starting to learn that there's a lot more like microbreweries in New Jersey that I still need to go check out. So I think that's going to end up being a thing coming up soon for me, is to find more and more of the small breweries that are around. Luckily, I got one that's right nearby, so I get to, cash in with them. I need me some Carnival Zeppelis is what I need. I need fried dough so bad. Like that's like the thing I need right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat, and county fairs and state fairs are my favorite things to do. And as someone that's been to both the Iowa State Fair and the Minnesota State Fair, they're both very, very, very good state fairs. But I think Minnesota's got Iowa beat slightly, mainly because it's bigger. But the Iowa State Fair has its charm.
So
Los
They
Angeles
don't have a butter cow in Minnesota. I mean, come
Oh,
on. I mean,
but
seriously?
They make the Princess Court, like all the Princess K of the Milky Way is what they call it, and they make busts out of butter of each one of the girls.
Gosh, it's crazy.
I heard they did a 6-foot statue of Garth Brooks made out of butter too at some point. So I've heard
every year there's a lot of they do a cow and then some theme every year at Iowa.
So I have a question for those who have brought up Mexican corn on the cob. What is the difference between regular corn on the cob and Mexican corn on the cob? Because now I need to know.
Well, so it's grilled on the barbecue, and then it's lots of butter, Mexican cheese, sometimes those
Ooh.
spices that Murphy was talking about, tahini. What else? The hot sauce. Oh gosh, what else?
Basically,
Sometimes they dip it in.
It's grilled with the husk on, and then they rip it back, roll it over it so it chars it, put the Mexican cheese, butter, tahini, some other little spice, and then give you some Tabasco to go with it.
Sometimes don't they also dip it in like I want to say like mayonnaise or something? I don't ever do it that way, but can't you do it that way too?
But that is an option.
Like they kind of dip it in mayonnaise and then they roll it through all the spices and the cheese, and then you eat it like that. Yeah, I never do it like that.
Right.
I just have
so
dip it in
I need to try some of that. Like that.
So
I gotta find somebody up here. We have so many Mexican places up here in New Jersey. Somebody has to be doing that. So
yeah,
and I got Jersey corn. So it's like I need all that. Like so I know it's no Iowa, but Jersey Fresh there's a reason for that. So this is my year. This is my time of year because I get all my Jersey Fresh produce. So all right, cool. Well, that's really awesome. Now I'm really hungry after that.
I'll send you some Mexican corn.
I know, right? Yeah.
So those who are fans of
There
bizarre
it is in the picture. Look at that.
Oh, that
Look
looks
at
glorious. That
Thing
looks
of
glorious.
beauty.
So
Yeah, it does.
And Chef Andrew Zimmern goes to the Minnesota State Fair and has their grilled corn, which is very similar to the Mexican corn that they have. It's season 4, episode 7. I just Googled it, and I highly recommend. He goes through all of your traditional fair foods, and he even at the very end tells you which one makes the most profit at the end of the fair, and it's one particular food by a mile. The others aren't even close.
Okay, what is it?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh,
Oh,
cookies, love it.
It's the Sweet
Right,
Martha's
so
cookie stand.
Here's the official recipe. It first is cooked in mayo, lime juice, and cumin. right? That's how it's
Mayo.
cooked. It's cooked in that. And then when it's done, you put on it melted, salted butter on the mayo mix, brush that on, and then the Mexican
Yeah.
cheese, chili powder, and cilantro. And
Mm.
I've seen bean too. But
Everything sounds good in there except for the mayo. Like that's
I guess it's
I'm not a
cooked in.
mayo
I
fan.
guess that's
Yeah,
something
I'd have to try it.
It
But it's
looks delicious
Yeah,
in
it
that
does.
picture. Like I'm ready to just tear into that.
There was a show on the Food Network too that went through like all the carnival food. It would go to like different carnivals and
Yep.
then like pick the best, like some of the best things there. Man, every time that came on, I was like, I can't watch this because it's just making me hungry, or I just want to go and have some like really obscenely caloric food right now.
Every time I go, I have a deep fried Snickers bar. Oh, deep fried Snickers bar is it's
did,
like a party in your mouth is what that is.
did the deep fried Reese's peanut butter cups too one year, and I was
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yep. Yep.
Deep fried Oreos,
Oh yeah.
deep fried
deep
everything.
fried Twinkies. Oh, it's yeah.
When year they had deep fried butter. How do you deep fry butter?
Wouldn't that
You
just
take-
melt the
you-
butter and refry?
I
Batter.
would think
You take the
so.
butter and you stick it in the batter first, and then that goes in the fryer, so it just melts the butter. But
That's a
that's too
heart
much for
attack.
me.
That's a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Well, no, you want a heart attack, you try a deep fried burger from Shannon Rose over here in New Jersey. That they call it the murder burger for a reason. So
Or the burgers that have a donut as the bun.
no,
Oh.
but it's got like jalapenos and like pepper jack cheese, and then the whole thing gets dumped in batter and then deep fried, and
Jeez.
oh, it's
Too
it's so
much.
good. It's so good. I'm allowed like one a year. Like that's that's it. And actually, it's been a couple of years. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
all right. So yeah, I think we got about 10 more minutes, and then we'll start to wrap things up here. Let people get back to their 4th of July festivities, whatever that might be. So concerts. We started going down that road. Now, I'm ready for a concert, but like I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older now, and all the bands I want to see are doing midweek shows, and that is becoming a problem because like a Wednesday night at I know I'm up doing a podcast right now at 8:30 at night, but it's different when you're leaving a concert, where you've been screaming at the top of your lungs until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to then drive back home to then go to work the next morning. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but that's a lot.
No, I get it. Just recently, I went to the Hollywood Bowl. They had their opening summer series, and it was Gwen Stefani and the Philharmonic. And it didn't start until 8. And I'm already like, man, I'm already thinking about bed at this time. I'm getting on Amazon, and I'm just starting the evening. So
I used to
totally get it.
work some of those shows, like the loadouts don't start till 10:30 or 11. Your night doesn't get done until 2, 3 a.m.
Mhm.
I used to work
Oof.
those in college, but not anymore.
Yeah, I remember
that's what-
getting upset at people, or not upset, but just like frustrated. Like, can you get us back to see the band? No, but I need you to leave because I can't pull up the trough until you move. So,
Well, a lot of
Go
those big
home.
shows, as soon as that last chord hits and they leave the stage, a lot of them jump in a car and they're gone. They're out of the building so fast.
they got to get to the next gig. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going because here in New Jersey we have my favorite place to go. Well, I got two favorite places to go for concerts, and that's the PNC Bank Arts Center, which is where they go, where all like the summer shows and everything like that happen. And then there's Starland Ballroom, and it's a real small venue, and I have better luck at Starland because usually the bands I want are on the weekends there. But when it comes to PNC, like, well, for instance, let's see, where did it go? I missed it. Oh no, wait a minute. Yeah, like the weekends, like even the ones that are on the weekends, like let's say Google Dolls are coming up August 13th. I've already seen them twice, like during the summer at PNC. So that's first off. But like that weekend, I've got things going on already that weekend. Like it's just life has gotten to be the point where, you know, my wife and I used to go. There was one band we saw them 3 times in 1 week. We actually followed them around, like, and
Wow.
that was pre-kids, you know, or kid. I only have the one, but it's, you know, like now, like we can't do that. Like but it's like looking at some of like the bands, like, oh, there's a Thursday night show and there's a Wednesday night show. And it's like, well, those don't help me. But these are great. Like summer to me is PNC Bank Art Center because it's got the part of it's covered and the other part is lawn seating. So it's, you know, you used to be able to grab a blanket and be able to sit on the grass out there, but now they mandate that you use chairs and you have to rent them. You can't even bring in your own, which I think is just a big scam in and of itself. But
Sure.
but yeah, so like that is summer, like full moon or anything, clear skies, great music going at night. Like that is like summer. That is, or like late summer. Usually it ends up being like August by the time I go. But yeah,
There's a
those.
ballroom in northern Iowa that's on my bucket list to see a show in. It's called the Surf Ballroom. It's the big claim to fame of it is actually where Buddy Holly and them, was where they played their last show before their plane went down. But they have they get a lot of big names in this tiny ballroom that they have. Like I was just looking at their website, like Rick Springfield is literally playing tomorrow. They've got REO Speedwagon's coming in a couple weeks. Quiet Riot's coming in a few months there.
Quiet
Like,
Riot, wow.
Like they get a lot of these pretty big names in this tiny little town in this ballroom that's been going for, I don't know, 50, 70 years, something like that.
When you mentioned a place that had a lawn to see concerts, we have a radio station here, K Rock, and I don't know if they still have this concert, but they had one that was called the Weenie Roast. It was a summer concert series, and it was like, you know, several bands would go and play. And I remember one year I went and they had a group of people had started a fire in the lawn.
Oh, jeez.
That's how crazy it was getting. I was like, okay, now it's a party.
That is, yeah, I was gonna say that's, well, I think that's part of the reason that they started renting the chairs at PNC was because somebody snuck a knife into one of the concerts and
In the chair.
In the chair, yeah. So
K-Rock, that's it.
Yes.
Joe knows me. Joe feels me. That's K-Rock right there.
Oh, see, we used to have a K-Rock over here in New York area too. And it was our alternative rock, hard rock station, many years. So
over on the east side of this country, you had a K station, because I thought on the east side of the country, all the call letters had to start with a W.
I don't remember what their full that's an interesting. Hold on. I have to look that up now because I don't know what their call sign actually was. I always thought it was.
So I thought west of the Mississippi, everything was supposed to be K, and east of the Mississippi is W.
That's what I thought also.
I think they were, oh, you know what? It was WXRK is what that was their call sign, but they went by K-Rock. So
Gotcha.
There we go.
I'll tell you two
That's why I'm
concert
like,
venues I've always wanted to go to is the Caverns in Tennessee and Red Rock.
Red Rock's on my list
Rock
too.
is on my list. Yeah, me too. I'd like to see something there.
Burning Man. Is anyone gonna get to Burning Man?
Oh, that's
it's too dusty, too dirty.
Too dusty, too dirty.
I will say I miss the days of festival concerts, like my days of festival concerts. I feel like those are done for me at this point. So
I must excuse myself. I don't have
Oh.
a concert, but I must go. So thank you all. Enjoy your summer.
Hi, Murphy.
Bye,
Murphy.
bye,
Bye,
Murphy.
Murphy.
All right, Joe, is that Willie Nelson with
No, it's Blake
That's
Sheldon
Blake
and
Shelton and Gwen Stefani.
yeah.
That's Gwen Stefani.
that's Gwen
Yeah,
Stefani?
I tell you, that
One-
was
Oh, look at the legs. That's how you
My-
know.
My OC girl has turned into a country girl.
One
let
of
me
my
tell you,
favorite
when
one of my
she came
favorite
out
concerts was
and
No Doubt.
sang "Don't Speak" during a Blake Shelton concert. It was freaking awesome. I got
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Then they did 2 duets together. It was fantastic.
I've been a huge No Doubt fan since like early 90s and saw them at Cal State Fullerton once. And I was like, sold. They're my favorite band
Mhm.
now. So I keep hoping one day they'll get back together and do a concert. I was kind of hoping that would happen at the Hollywood Bowl, that they would maybe come out and do a song together, but no such luck.
Yeah, it was so good. So good.
One of
One
my
of the-
favorite shows was Paramore opening up for No Doubt that I saw in the Target
Ooh,
Center.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
great show.
awesome.
that was a good show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to age myself. One of my favorite concerts of all time was it was Kansas and Styx as a doubleheader.
Ooh.
Oh, well, Styx is out touring right
Sticks
now
in
too.
Kansas. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh,
That'd be
geez,
a
I
good
can't.
one.
Oh, I can't. I'll say I saw a Yellow Card on their farewell tour. That was an amazing concert. That was at Starland, and I was like up against the rail, like right up there in general admission. Like, I saw Green Day at the old Giant Stadium, also general admission. I was getting elbowed in the kidneys by kids that were like half my size. That was not fun. Yeah. So that was
It-
one of the
If you haven't seen Kiss live, see Kiss live.
Bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Goodbye.
Hi,
You can find me on the Twitters at Josiah Way, on all the Twitters. Okay.
And you can
bye.
buy Joe's book on Target now.
Oh wait,
How they come-
you can't. Hold on. Choose virtual. Okay, click. Yeah, you can. You can buy that book right there, the well positioned behind me at Target now.
What? I can't see it. Bye,
It's there.
Joe.
Producing worship.
Right underneath the Higher Ed AV clock and Hetma approved light up thingy.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
Very good.
He's like
Okay.
he's being like
Bye,
David
Joe.
Danto with all the stuff strategically placed behind him.
Oh man. Bye, Joe. So
That's funny.
I was gonna say, yeah, oh geez, we could have we could go back and do a whole nother live events episode again. That was, we could reminisce for forever on that. So since I'm the last crew member standing, we're gonna wrap this up here. And since all my guests are still here, thank you so much to all 4 of you for joining us tonight, and Joe Way too. But I joke that he was a guest tonight, but he is always a crew member, and we are forever thankful that he has maintained the AV life under Higher Ed AV Media. And we will continue to keep this tradition going of an awesome podcast for all of our listeners out there. So yeah, so I'm gonna go around somehow here. I'm gonna start with Tammy this time. Tammy, just thank you for joining us. Let our listeners know where they can find you, and all those fun details.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me on. You can find me on LinkedIn and the very original Twitter handle of Tammy Fuqua 3. Don't ask me who the 3 are, but 3. And then, yeah, how about those 2 places?
There you go. All right, Will DeWitt, let them know.
Hey there, you can find me on Twitter, Will R. DeWitt. And to throw back to one of our earlier conversation points, if you're in anywhere around LA in July the 15th, send me an email. And if you want to come drop by our open house, you're welcome to join us.
You just might see me there.
Mike Peterson.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at PED1971. That is PED as in David 1971, because I like having personally identifiable information in my handle, otherwise you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can email me at mikeped@iastate.edu.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Aaron Peterson.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at _AVAP, AV for obvious reasons, and then my initials. And unfortunately, Twitter makes you have 5 characters, so I had to put an underscore at the end, at the beginning of it. And so that's how that originated. So yeah, you find that, and if you're interested in Mechdyne, go to www.mechdyne.com.
All right. And as always, it's at the AV Life Pod here for us, as well as on YouTube and Instagram, and the very rarely ever used TikTok. So I do look at videos there. So if you're on TikTok, share the videos and let me see things. But that's about as far as it's gone so far. I'm not quite Joe Way when it comes to that. So thank you again to all of our guests. It's wonderful to have you here multiple times. You are always welcome here on the AV Life. Thank you to all of our listeners for listening in. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy your day. Be safe. And we will see you soon until our next adventure.